Neeraj bhai, which ball are you showing? Is it the final match cricket ball
Yeah,
or
this is the type of balls we used in NCL. We had our
okay?
logo on one side, and this was the ball we used. So, given that we are talking about the ball, I think from Baroda, the best bowler award that went to Hilor. I think I would say that Hilor has been playing with our team from Baroda for a very long time, and he's been like a main left arm bowler for Baroda for a very long time. And I remember he had bowled exceedingly well in one of the NCLs in the past, probably on the SRPF ground. And this NCL, all four matches, his performance was exceptional. I don't remember any over where he went for too many runs. And no wonder he took so many wickets and got the award. So hats off to Hilor.
Sakil bhai, you were playing on the other ground. That was at Chani.
Yes,
And one of the games was a nail biter.
it
I think it
was a
was on
nail
day one.
biter. It was on day one, and yes, I can walk you through that match. We played against the rest of Naga's team. Bhishma Mehta was the captain, and they had a very good player, Nirav Kharod, representing rest of Nagar. Uh, what I would like to mention here is there was we did not mention it here. We mentioned two father-son duo, Neeraj Hathi and Rajat Hathi. We also had Kawan Hathi in our team, the youngest of the Hathis,
Yeah.
and he has bowled exceptionally well in both the matches. The first match he got hit for a six on a very he's basically a Chinaman bowler, and I love his style and his attitude, the way he bowls. I actually requested captain to give him the bowling because I was sure that he is going to deliver. Um, he got hit for a six, he got hit for a four, and one ball he just put it in in a very great place that the batsman got clean bowled, and he was actually bamboozled. I would say. That was the first match that I'm talking about, but the second match that we are discussing here is the nail biting finish. We were chasing 105 of 12 overs. Our bowlers gave away some easy runs. Our fielders did not actually support the bowlers. But this match, we had to score 105 to cross the line, and I was betting. I stayed not out on the non-strikers end, and we just finished one run short. It was a very nail-biting finish. Last over, we required some 8 runs. There was Chaitanya on the opposite end who was batting with me. He got out. Then another player came in. He also got out, and somehow we could not finish the line. But
Was it
uh,
Chaitanya or was
uh,
it Atman?
Atman, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it
And
was
I think
Atman
he
Dolakia.
got out at on a very poor
Very
decision.
crucial time. Yeah,
Crucial. I
he
mean, it
got
was
out
a
on a
very
very
poor decision, I
poor
guess.
decision. We actually uh, faced some poor decisions in our batting. Two head high balls were not given, no balls. At the same time, this was LBW on almost thigh, and I mean, very challenging decisions that the umpires gave, controversial decisions, I would say. But then it's all part of the game. You cannot challenge the decisions. What happens, happens and stays in the game. But yeah, very exciting finish. We could not cross the line, but uh, bravo to the rest of Naga's team. The way Bhisham led the team, and the way Nirav Kharod, their opening batsman, who actually carried the bat, was not out for 60 odd. He played exceptionally well, bowled exceptionally well, and was a good match. Yeah.
Neeraj bhai, who is the batsman? All three of you are bowling. To whom?
See, if I have to teach them, I teach them what I know, right? So that's the good or bad part. And I've learned the hard way that fast bowling is like a majur. Okay, you run so much and the batsman does this and it goes for 4. Then you run again so much, ball very fast, 140. The wicket keeper misses, it goes for 4. So it's not worth being a fast bowler. I think the two worst players or worst jobs in cricket. One is wicket keeper, and second is fast bowler. So I didn't want them to become that, and I couldn't
We
teach them
have both
batting. So
here in the panel. We have both in the panel here. And I would like to know what are their views on this.
No, of course, I mean, being pace bowler, especially in Indian conditions, I would say it's not easy job, especially when we are comparing with the spinners. But recently now, with the BCCI આટલું involved થવા લાગ્યું છે wickets ને એનામાં તો આપણે હવે at domestic level we get to see a reasonably good wickets where bowlers are getting, pace bowlers are getting good,
Enough. Yeah.
good enough help from the wicket.
Late Mr. Chetan Oza and Prerak Mehta, they initiated this idea of getting all the Nagar youths onto a cricket ground, and this started way back in 2006, 7. I do not remember the
No, in
exact
fact,
year.
Yeah, it was back then.
Collaboration of players, it was back in late 90s, if I'm not wrong. The first time a tournament was played with people coming from different, it was not a city-based tournament then. Proper, I think NCC or NCL started somewhere in early 2000, but the first tournament involving all the Nagars from different cities was played in Bombay.
Yes.
And I remember Suhas Desai from Bhavnagar
Yes,
demolished Bombay for some 30 odd runs. He took 7 wickets for 15.
absolutely.
That was
Suhas
97, 98.
Suhas demolished Baroda's team as well.
Yeah, he
We-
did. He almost demolished
Yes.
everyone. He was just bowling in a different league altogether.
Absolutely, and we had we had a completely different team that time. All
Yeah, of
the
course.
we had Snehal Parikh,
Yeah.
one of our cousins, Tejal Parikh, Premal Desai, and some players with whom we played in the late 90s, and then
Yeah.
this is another batch of cricketers that we are playing with now. So
Yeah.
as I was mentioning, it's all started from there, and then uh, uh, after the NCC, where actually the idea was to bring all the Nagar cricketers onto under one umbrella. It started somewhere in 2000, mid 2000s, I would say, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
one tournament. It was started by Kunal Mehta, Maddie, as we know. That was the first tournament he started in Bhavnagar, and that was city-based tournament. And
Yeah.
post that, we have just maintained the legacy of having uh, a tournament hosted in Baroda at the fag end of the season. I would say almost in April. This has been a norm now. We end the tournament season in April, and that is how it all started. So I was mentioning about Daivat Vashrajani. We also have Jaidat Vashrajani. We missed his brother, younger brother, Daivat Vashrajani, who has been also an exceptionally good all-rounder, but he got injured in the last tournament that we played in Junagadh, and unfortunately we missed him over here.
I think the first game that you guys played, rather, there was one exceptional batting performance by our very own Gaurish Vaishnav, scoring
Yes.
59 of 36. And as far as we know him, he wouldn't have played a single powering shot. It would all have been just classy flicks
Yes.
and cuts and drives. So take us through that. You would have
Yes.
seen that inning from close quarters.
Yes, we won the toss, and it was Gaurish and Kunjan Mehta from Bhavnagar opened the innings for Baroda, and they were just clinical in their batting, stylish. You would feel that they have just come out from nets and they are batting over there. Elegant drives, elegant cuts, and stylish batting, as we say. We put on some 110 odd, if at all I'm not wrong. And we were lucky to defend it as well. We won it against a new team led by Jigar Goda, our own Jigar Goda, who has been part of Baroda team since long. But this was the first season that he introduced his own team, Gujarat 11, and that is a good concept. I thought that considering some few players who did not got opportunity to play in this city-based tournament, considering the number of teams that we have and the number of players that we can involve, he actually planned to have another team and involve more players who are not getting opportunities, and that's the way we get to showcase more talent. Some good batting by Ahmedabad batsman.
Nikunj Bhai. Nikunj Bhai
Nikunj
played a really
Vaidya.
good knock against us in semi-final. He played
Yes.
really good.
Oh yeah, he scored somewhat 40, 50 something
Yeah,
against us.
almost 50 if I'm not wrong, or a 48 not out, something like that.
Yeah, 48 not out. I think he scored 48 not out.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Nikunj,
48 not
if
out.
I
And
talk
that
about
was
him,
also of only 28 balls with 6 boundaries and 1 6.
yeah, and you guys mentioned, we've been playing with each other for so long. Nikunj has been there for a very long time, so we've played with him so much. One of the abilities he has is that if he sticks around, he can drive he can drive the match or drive the game the way he wants. As a batsman, he can control his innings so well. Even sometimes when the other end is losing wickets, Nikunj has the ability to either steer the innings or go after the runs. So that's, he's another player I want to call out as one of the best Nagar players that I would put in my dream team if I have to come up with one day.
Well, that's a very good concept. I think we should do this Dream 11 Nagar team someday. But yeah, but
Yeah,
I agree with your point. Nikunj has been their pillar for ever since I remember. Scoring runs, picking up wickets when required. He has been
yeah.
one of their
And
main players. Yeah.
in fact, Ahmedabad has been a strong team also overall.
They
They've
have
also
had
won,
Australia-like dominance in past for quite a long time, is what I remember.
especially Bhavnagar. I think Bhavnagar
Yeah.
is where they're really dominant, and
Yeah.
then had some. And I remember a game. I keep recalling that game. There was a classic.
Yes, Bhavik, you were a part of that match, and Sankalp was also. I would say Neeraj Bhai wasn't the part of that match.
All of us were part
No.
of that match.
Rest all of us were part of that match. We were almost there. We would have almost crossed the line, but somehow good bowling, good fielding, and our batters did not handle the pressure. Is
And there
what I
was
would
one
say.
standout partnership that we witnessed on Darshanam ground on day one. That was between Tapan Vaishnav and Jaidat Vachrajani. What I remember is they played for 0 loss, 0 wickets, and I think first wicket fell at 110 or 11 something. 111 probably, because I remember I said it was Nelson that took the wicket and not Mumbai team. But yeah. And then I think Mumbai were nowhere in the chase, but then there was this guy US Vasauda, their opener keeper, and I think he played a lone knock of 47 from 28 balls. So 3 very good innings in one game. And at that point, we had started thinking, and this is going to be a very, very high scoring ground for both the days.
Yeah.
And I remember
Jaidat,
Tapan also hitting one ball so far that we never were able to find it back.
I think Jaidat is one of those batsmen. I told him as well. He's one of those batsmen who is always very busy. Okay, he's a very hard-working batsman. He's not a flamboyant batsman.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
doesn't show any style. He doesn't. He's unlike his brother. I mean, both the brothers are very contrast. Daivat is like flamboyant bowler, flamboyant batsman, stylish batsman. Jaidat is all hard work. He's running every single run. He's very cheeky. He goes across and tries to nudge the ball here and there. And before you know, Jaidat is reached, 30 runs, 35 runs, 40 runs.
He flies
And
under the radar.
yeah, he flies under the radar. I mean, like the DV, his brother, is always visible. He's so stylish. He plays so good shots. he's always visible. But Jaidat on the other side is not visible. As a bowler, you feel okay, teacher, okay, Ase, if you don't know him. But suddenly you find that he is the highest scorer of his team, or his team has suddenly reached 60, 70 runs. And, he's also one of the standout performers. I think we were talking about some of the great players that Nagar Cricket has produced. And certainly Jaidat shows up there. And Tapan is also one of those who probably takes some time in the beginning, but if he's set once, then he hits long. He has a lot of power, and he can give you nightmares. So he's also an awesome batsman.
And while we are talking about these two from Jamnagar, there's one other person there in the team who, when everyone else fails, stands up and scores a mammoth total for them. That is Chirag Desai. And he did that in one of the games where the others failed. He just stood up, scored 68 of 36 balls, 8 boundaries, 3 sixes, and took them to 115 in 12 overs. This was against Junagadh. This was another nail biter where Junagadh almost reached there, lost by very close margin. They were nowhere in the reckoning in the first few overs. But then I think it was Hard Dolakia, and there was one more person. Let me check. Kirtan Vasavda. These two guys batted so well at the end of the after 6 or 7 overs. They started tonking everyone from Jamnagar team. Jaidat had to come out from keeping and bowl few overs, and they got them so close that they just lost by 5, 6, 6, 7 runs at the end. This was one of the best matches, I would say, of day one that we saw. One of the closest, rather, on that ground.
Chirag is another batsman that can take the game away from you, and not unlike Jaidat, he takes it away very visibly.
Yeah.
He can hit both the sides of the ground. He's a very powerful hitter. If you want to get him out, you want to get him out early. Once he sets in, he generally is able to hit it long, so the ball goes out of the park. So that's why Jamnagar team is generally very strong. If they make too many runs, it's generally because of that. They have so many players who can take the game long. And Neil Mankodi, who has been out of action for some time, but very good to have him back. He's another one who can take the game away very visibly from the opposition. So, these 4 players, I think we spoke in Jamnagar team, are fantastic players.
Also, I guess just like we mentioned, Jyot and Shlok from Baroda, I think if not more, couple of seasons, Arpit has represented Jamnagar. Arpit Vasavda, who was the captain of the Saurashtra Ranji team for most of the season, except for the final when Jaydev returned.
I don't think he has played from Jamnagar. He played from Rajkot once, where in one of the NCL, Arpit and Prerak came from Rajkot team. And in one of the
I was
NCL,
not
they
sure
came from Ahmedabad team.
Yeah, and then they represented Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
Okay, I was okay.
In the day and night tourneys that we had back in 2019, 20.
18 and 19.
18
and 19.
Yeah, it was a star-studded final.
Absolutely. We had Valmik Buch as well as part of our team, and boy, Sankalp, can you take us through that match, the conversation that you had with Valmik Bhai?
Yeah, so Valmik Bhai, Jyot, Sankalp Bhai, and who else? Shlok, I think.
Shlok, yes.
Yeah,
Shlok was there, yeah.
Oh, what a think tank.
Ranki also, I think, was in our team, I think.
That final was against Ahmedabad, and any Pellani match we played against Mumbai semi-final, where one of the player, if I am not wrong, Jai was his name. I'm not sure what's his surname.
Jai Dave.
Yeah, he was a left-handed batsman, and during that tournament, my first match, my hamstring got pulled, so I remembered I was doing wicket keeping. So I was not sure whether to give Valmik Bhai bowling, as he was not bowling since quite few years. So I was not sure whether he will be able to bowl well against left-handed batsmen, as Jai was connecting really well. પણ એ મેચ somehow we જીતી ગયા પછી વાલ્મીકભાઈ was very furious અને મારી પાસે આવીને કીધું હતું કે તું તો બોલિંગ જ નથી આપતો ને આમ ને તેમ સેમ સેમ ફિલિંગ આઈ વોઝ લાઈક ફાઇનલ્સ રમતા હતા ત્યારે આફ્ટર વોટ એવર ટાર્ગેટ આપણે જે આપ્યો હતો અમદાવાદને એના પછી હું કીપિંગ કરતો હતો અને પહેલી ત્રણ ઓવર પાવર પ્લેમાં એ લોકોએ બહુ ગંદા માર્યા હતા બેઉ જણાએ અર્પિત અને પ્રેરકે આવીને દે વેર કનેક્ટિંગ રિયલી વેલ અને હું વિચારતો હતો હવે કોને બોલિંગ આપું ત્યાં મારી પાસે વાલજીભાઈ વોઝ લિટરલી સકલ લાવ બોલ આપ મને બોલ આપ એમ કરીને બોલ જ લઈ ગયા હતા અને આઈ વોઝ લાઈક હા તમને જ આપતો હતો અને એ જ ઓવરમાં આઈ ગેસ થર્ડ બોલ ઇફ આઈ એમ નોટ રોંગ પ્રેરકને એમણે બોલ્ડ કર્યો હતો અને બોલ જે જોવાની મને પાછળથી મજા આવી હતી આઈ મીન એમણે એ પહેલા 2-3 બોલ સ્લો નાખ્યા અને he was ready to cut that ball એ લેન્થ ઉપર રમવા ગયો હતો અને આઈ કુડ સી કે એઝ સુન એઝ એ પાછળ ગયો ને હજુ બોલ તમને નહોતો અડ્યો અને આઈ વોઝ લાઈક કે ગયો અને દેટ ઇઝ વેરી ગોટ આઉટ પ્લેયર so he misread the length and he couldn't judge the pace of the ball at that time that is great part of Valmik bhai I mean જે એરમાં તમને બીટ કરી જાય અને આપણને એવું લાગ્યું હોય કે he has bowled a slow ball but પડીને just આપણને આમાં આર્મર જેવો નીકળે અમે લોકો એને why we keep saying કે he is one of the great left arm spinner of his era that showed એ વિકેટમાં અને ત્યાંથી આખી મેચ પછી થોડી આઈ મીન ઇટ વોઝ નોટ ફરી ગઈ હતી પણ ત્યાંથી વી વેર બેક ઇન ધ ગેમ દેટ ઇઝ વેર વી એન્ડ દેટ વોઝ ધી રાઈટ મુમેન્ટ કે અમે જો એ ટાઈમ પર ના પાછા આવ્યા હોત તો એ મેચ આપણા હાથમાંથી જતી રહી ગઈ એવું હતું
ને અર્પિત ને પ્રેરકે બે ઓપનિંગ કર્યું હતું ને મને યાદ છે જે માર્યા હતા બે એક બોલ લેફ્ટી આર્મ સિક્સ મારે ને એક રાઈટી આર્મ સિક્સ મારે
નીરજભાઈ would know better.
સ્ક્વેર લેગ પર ઉભા અમે ખાલી આમ જ જોઈ રહ્યા હતા.
Yeah, it's amazing. And two standout performances from the other Baroda team that we did not mention. One was Shreman Mehta, who's being very senior. He's
Yes.
been an official commentator, excellent voice, excellent player, left arm batsman if I remember correctly, and
Yes.
bowler as well. So he's awesome player. And Kinchit Nagar, what to mention about
Yes.
him? He was the first time he came from Udaipur, I think. He contacted Sanket bhai and said कि आप लोग खेलते हो मैं खेलूं, and we are like okay. I remember Sanket bhai called me, or we 2-3 players were discussing कि आपको किंचित नागर से हिंदी बोले છે પણ રમાડીએ નાગર હોય એવું લાગે તો છે. So then we saw his profile and obviously he was Nagar. So we said okay आ जाओ. वो आया, and then I remember a quick anecdote. So Sanket bhai, myself, Shreman bhai, Kinchit, we were in the same team, so we were playing, and I think second or third over we were just debating, talking. तो किंचित धीमे धीमे हमारी पास आया, मैंने कहा मैं कुछ बोलूं सर, मैं कुछ बोलूं, मैं बोला हाँ बोलो. तो बोलते ये करे वो करे, हाँ श्योर. फिर दूसरी ओवर में वापस आया, मैं कुछ बोलूं, मैंने बोला नहीं एक मिनट संकेत भाई, अरे आप लोग बात करो या तुझे जो चाहिए तू कर. We by then we realized what kind of caliber he had and the kind of suggestions he was giving. So I said bhai, you just do it, आपको जहाँ filter रखने हैं रखो, we understand who you are. And then he performed like crazy. I mean, he was coming and bowling with left hand, like every ball he was like અને બોલ જાય બધા અહીંયાથી નીકળે. My God, that was amazing performance of Kinchit, one of the best I've seen. And I think he went on to become best bowler or best batsman, one of that of the
I think
tournament.
one of the match he won almost single-handedly while chasing.
Yes.
That was against
Jamnagar.
Jamnagar.
Yeah, against Jamnagar, correct. It was a superb knock. It was a superb knock.
Awesome. Exceptional.
So I remember seeing his bowling from the outlines કારણ કે અમે બીજી ટીમમાં હતા તો બાઉન્ડ્રી બહાર ઉભા જોયો તો સ્ક્વેર થી એક ને એનો એક્શન દેખાય અવાજ આવે અને પછી સીધો સંકેતભાઈ ના હાથમાં બોલ આમ દેખાય વચ્ચે શું ચાલે છે ખબર જ ના પડતી.
એટલે who better to say this કે ભાઈ અત્યાર સુધીની કીપિંગ મેં જે બોલર્સ માં કરી છે by far this bowler એને ભાઈ મને હાથ તોડી નાખ્યા હતા.
We missed out on couple of good performances from our NCL this year's NCL. One was by Dhaval from Gandhinagar. He played one inning of 64 from 28, which helped them reach the finals. That was in semi-finals against Naagar Notorious. બહુ જ સારી ઇનિંગ હતી, took them to finals. અને ફાઇનલમાં તો પછી I think we saw the amazing opening partnership between Jay and Margish,
Jan
which
Margish, yes.
almost took the game away at that point. એમાં Margish
Absolutely.
scored I think 36 of 22 balls. Jay scored a half century, 54 of 34
Half
balls.
century, yes. He carried
અને
his bat.
પછી જ્યારે વિકેટ પડી ત્યારે પેલી વિકેટ પડવાની હતી ત્યારે અમે 3 જણ પેડઅપ થઈને બેઠા હતા. વિકેટ પડી ને ત્યારે તો સંકલ્પભાઈ ઊભા થઈને ચાલવા માંડ્યા. એટલે હું ને માનીને બે કહેવાના હતા કે સંકલ્પભાઈ તમે જાઓ છો ત્યાં તો જોયું ને ત્યારે ઊભા થઈને ચાલો. મેં બસ આપણે જે કહેવાનું હતું એ થઈ ગયું છે. અને પછી સંકલ્પભાઈએ પણ હાથ સાફ કર્યો બરાબર, 37 of 16 balls.
Wow.
And we scored a mammoth of 143 in finals. I think it is very, very difficult to chase down. Normal game માં અઘરું પડે, પણ final માં
I think it is the highest score scored in the final across all Naagar
Yes.
tournaments.
maybe
Yes.
By
not,
far.
I don't know, but હશે હા કદાચ. But then
No, it
bowling
is,
ની
it
વાત
is.
કરીએ ને આપણે, તો I've seen this one thing. Sankalbhai was taking a back step in bowling backstage. એમ મેજોરિટી ઓવર્સ બીજા લોકો પાસે કરાવતા હતા. જ્યારે એવું લાગે ને કે હવે કદાચ મેચ છટકી જશે ત્યારે ખાલી આવીને 1-2 ઓવર નાખી જતા હતા કંટ્રોલ કરવા. એન્ડ આઈ થિંક બીજો જે મેઇન બોલર આપણો હતો, વી ટોક્ડ અબાઉટ હિમ, હિલોર. બટ અધર દેન દેટ બે યંગસ્ટર્સ હતા, સાહિલ વૈદ્ય અને દેવસ્યા. ને એ લોકોએ જે બોલિંગ કરી હતી, એ લોકોનું ફર્સ્ટ NCL હતું. ઇનફેક્ટ ફર્સ્ટ મેચ વિથ અસ. કોઈ એ લોકો આપણી સાથે કોઈ
Yes.
મેચ નથી રમ્યા. બટ એ લોકોએ જે લાઇન લેન્થ અને કામ માઇન્ડ રાખીને બોલિંગ કરી, દેટ વોઝ વેરી ગુડ. And all thanks to Sankalbhai.